Converses.
Music, was always for me kind of an additional asset to acting, and
Mm.
I always perceived myself more as an actress, to be fully honest, than a musician.
Right. Okay.
Um, when I came to Prague, I realized, how many castings, how many opportunities for acting there is
Mm.
there. But over the years, when you're knocking all those doors, and obviously this is the same in music, though we're still knocking all those doors. Still, most of those doors are closed, for a
Yeah.
while, and then maybe they will be opened. But one important thing which I realized in acting after all those years is that in acting you always pretend to be somebody else, and
Mm.
you always try to fit into the image of this character whom a director or a casting director imagined to be, and then you're receiving those refuses, and you don't really know why, because again, also you're pretending to be somebody else, and
Mm.
then you also don't have any control over that as well. In
Yeah.
comparison with music, where you can be yourself, you
Mm.
don't need to be sorry for not fitting into someone's expectations, because this is who you are. And this came to me kind of like, 10 years after I was, knocking all those doors in acting
Yeah.
and
Right.
stuff. And actually, my boyfriend, he was just like, at one point, he was like, Anna, why you're doing this stuff? You're writing your songs, like you can try, this other door.
Mm.
And I honestly, I gave it a go, because I knew that this is also where my heart belongs to.
Mm.
But again, I was never considering really myself as a singer, or let's say I was never dreaming of gathering arenas and
Mm.
basically being the second, I don't know, Christina Aguilera. I
Yeah.
was just like, I'm a storyteller. But yes, I can tell also stories with my music, and I just gave it a go, and oh boy,
Did you ever give it a go?
beautiful journey.
Even it took me, it blew me away as well, honestly. Like that, but yeah, even all that, all like the entire thing that you just said, like honestly, I couldn't put it into better words. I mean, I've done acting, that sort of stuff as well, like a few times here and there. And that's exactly right. You know, you're embodying the image of something that somebody else has seen for yourself. And especially when it comes to images and looks, so many, open doors and so many more closed doors, obviously. But, sometimes the director or whatever is looking for a certain look of a person to be their character. And like, sometimes you're just not the fit for that. But that's just one of those things that someday you'll get something where it's like, yeah, you are the fit for that. You're the exact person that I want to have in this role. And that's sometimes where the big break comes through. But it's also one of those really cool things where, there are always, opportunities to put your name forward and to grow. And even with like music as well, it's so great that, sometimes we try and seek opportunities, but sometimes we just have to make our own opportunities by creating our own music, and
Mhm.
just putting them out and creating our own sort of idea of what we want to portray in it to other people. And in that sense, that's when people can kind of see it and they get back to us, and then it connects with them, connects with us, and it builds it up from there. And so like it's so cool that you've had a really cool sort of like, transition from acting into music and that kind of thing. And I completely like, especially after, doing some research and listening to your singles and watching your videos, I'm like, yeah, this girl is definitely an actor of some sort, because that like in front of like, especially with the videos as well, like, just so much camera confidence just like oozes from yourself when you're portraying the person that you're trying to portray in your music videos. More so in Goodwill. I thought Goodwill was amazing. As of course was White Glove as well. How I would love to know, like, how long did you sort of do you still do acting now, or is it something where you're sort of more so music focused at the moment?
So I'm trying not really to leave acting completely aside, because
Mm.
I'm still a part of a theater group here in Prague, and we're actually performing and doing some shows regularly.
Awesome.
But I'm kind of like, I'm really thankful to acting in a way that it really, I don't know, it's just it taught me not to expect anything.
Mm.
And if you're trying, if you're really, let's say again, knocking all those doors, it's like I accepted the fact that it's okay when no one is answering. That's
Mm.
that's totally fine. It's totally fine that someone doesn't like you. It's totally fine that they can ignore you. And
Mm.
then when actually something is happening, when something is answering someone, when one of the doors is opening, it just gives you so much more joy than
Mm.
if you were just like, huh, well, I'm really cool. So let's say like everyone, comes back to me and say how great I am, etc., etc. So like acting really worked out my ego a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, 100%.